Hello everyone, and welcome to my studio. My name is Kurt Rugel, and I have a passion for drawing. In my profile, you'll find a link to my website, kurtrugel.com, full of wonderful drawings that I've done over the last, 3 months. So follow me every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern. Invite your friends. Feel free to ask questions and make comments. So, for the next 20 minutes, we're going to talk about drawing. Let's see, last week I started a particular drawing and it ended up here. So this is the completed, I would call this a base study. It's a basic study and a base study. So I worked with a model many a times, and she plays characters for me, and this one is Lady Serenity, which is a pirate lady. So this was a base costume to better understand not only the figure as a form, but then how light hits the character. So I'm going to start talking about expressing yourself. Drawing is expressing yourself. A couple months ago, I was in a conversation with somebody and I said, drawing is simple. And they said, no, you got to go through all these like classes. I should take this, and I did this. I said, no, you already know how to draw. They kind of looked at me perplexing, and I said, drawing is scribbling in your own handwriting. Now for me, I love drawing. Number one. Better than painting, sculpting, animating. Drawing is number one for me. Now the beauty of that is that drawing establishes art. So this drawing, which is done in color pencils, could not be established without this drawing. Now, why did I make this drawing? Well, it's based on making a study of a character to do a drawing, a piece of art that ends up being a story and could end up in a gallery and somebody buys it and la 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 la. But who said you can only draw one way? There is only one way to draw, and that is your way. So this is the way I draw. This drawing comes from this photograph. So if you really look at it closely, you'll start seeing what I'm talking about. Now, we've grown up understanding that drawing is in basic learning, a bunch of ways of constructing, ways of seeing, drawing is seeing, so on and so forth. I want to talk about drawing as a form of expressing yourself. Now, the thing I enjoy the most is drawing the human figure, female or male. Life drawing comes into that. I attend a life drawing class every Tuesday night down at the local art school. D'Antoni Art Center. Wow, there's something slipping there. DCAD, Delaware College of Art and Design. So what it comes down to is I went to art school. I learned how to draw, and I put that in quotes. And then went off teaching and then became a professional artist. What I found, though, over time is that working from life, if you can afford it, a model is one thing, but working from photographs can be something that you can accomplish very much. Now, working from a photograph, people will say, you just trace that photograph. And then what I did is after I traced the photograph, I copied it out on this like paper. And then work color pencils over the top of it. What I'm going to show you is really what I do when it comes to drawing. I'm going to be going from a female figure to a male figure today. So for the next 3 days, today, Thursday, and Saturday, I'm going to be exploring the male form. Now what I'm going to show you is number one in what gets me into a drawing. So what gets me into a drawing is chance and surprise. It would be very simple to put a piece of paper over the top of this, start tracing, da 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 da. But I want something else. I want there to be a reaction. A reaction between myself, the drawing, which would then cause a story. And this is how I do it. With a blank piece of paper. So what this blank piece of paper is on is another photograph. And then these two pieces of paper are on a light table or a light box that I've had since high school, which is some almost 30 years ago. So just take a second here. I'm going to warm up my light box. Now what you see is a skeleton. So it's again looking at drawing anatomically, learning how to draw. This is going to be my basic outline for drawing a human male character. Now, this is what I do. You'll be able to see here in a second. I'm just going to kind of do a sketch here. Okay, so I'm going to turn the light box off in a moment, and we are both going to be surprised. So, I'm feeling pretty good. And here we go. And that was probably about, I didn't really time myself, but I'm guessing maybe a minute. Now I have a really good understanding for human anatomy, but more importantly, working from life. Life drawing, I think, has always been the key to improving. And it's not only just going down to an art school and standing there in front of live nude models, male and female. This is also going out into public situations and drawing, taking a sketchbook and drawing figures and or just the buildings or trees or going out into the park and so on and so forth. There's something that happens, in that same sense of translation. I want to be able to find something unique. And then this character is going to start developing a sense of story as I start drawing. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to bring the light box back on. I'm going to put a little bit more information in here for him. But if there are any questions, feel free to ask. But the whole point is definitely for me doing these Periscopes is to get people to stop thinking they can't draw. I think it's an oxymoron, I guess, is that I can't draw. You're actually doing it probably more often than you think. The physical part of it, yes, can be very frustrating, time-consuming. I don't have the time to draw. I'm not very good at drawing. I never was good at drawing, and that's fine. Maybe drawing's not your thing. Maybe you're going to be a musician. Maybe you're going to be a dancer. Maybe you're going to be a martial artist. Maybe you're going to be, I don't know, hot air balloon operator. I want for anybody who's interested in drawing to join me in the journey. When I first started doing these Periscopes at the beginning of this year, I was calling it the Journey of a Drawing. Might be going back to that, but titles aren't really that important. What is important is that if you've been with me for the last 12 minutes, I'm assuming there's something of interest to you in drawing. And this might not be exactly the type of things that you want to draw. You might not be a figure type of person or even a fantasy type of person. You might be an individual who's more interested in just drawing nature or kittens and puppies or whatever it is. I really don't care. Don't take it too personally. But what I care about drawing is what I care about drawing. And with me having the most interest in this, which is what I'm drawing, I'm hoping it's going to cause some inspiration for you to start drawing. Draw anything. Another odd thing I see on the internet a lot is conversations in art groups where people talk about writer's block or artist block. I don't know what to draw. I have yet to have that problem. I actually have the opposite problem. I have way too many things I want to draw. I know in this lifetime alone, I am not going to be able to draw all the things that I want to draw, which is all right. I'm okay with that. But for the most important part is I'm never worried about what it is I'm going to draw. Sometimes I do get a little worried about how I am going to draw, and that usually comes in a situation of doing commission work. So somebody's asked me, "Oh, you do a drawing for me? I'll pay you." Of course, I agree to it. And usually at that time it's because I'm working in a particular style, or, we've had a particular conversation and so on and so forth. So this has happened to me, though, occasionally, which has been someone has said to me, "Draw what you want to draw. I just love the way you draw." Now that's a great situation to be in. That's when somebody does that to an artist. They understand and appreciate the process, and one that they're not worried about what it is. It's that they are more concerned about that artist feeling a sense of development and value and worth. society-wise and everything, but it might be getting a little too big in the thought balloons here. But you know, the idea is to just draw and draw what you want, the way you want. Thing is, though, all drawing is a pencil and a piece of paper. That's it. That's it. You can come up with fancy, I don't know, I just saw this thing on water-soluble graphite. Yeah, there's all kinds of things that you can have fun with, but for the most part, I'm assuming that some people have this question, which I will endorse. I am having fun. I really can't wait. One of the things in doing this that really get me kind of charged up is I don't want to stop doing this. I don't want to turn the light off and see what it is yet. I just want to keep putting stuff down, because in my learning how to draw in art school, one of the biggest things my teacher instructed me on was scribble. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Scribbling is drawing. The more information you have, the more information you can take away later. So with that being said, let's take another look at our male character. Ooh, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, I'm actually liking this a lot. There's a lot of information here, I can say. The pose is not too exciting, you know, I'll admit that. But really, I'm just kind of interested in developing a character here. So I am going to be taking this to further depths. Here, let me give you a better look at the skeleton that I've been working with. Because at this stage, I'll do a scan of it, and I'll start working from there. So that's all I did, was print out. I found a skeleton online. It's 11 by 17. I have an oversized printer. So all my photographs, matter of fact, this is off to the side. This is from one of my absolute favorite anatomy books by David K. Rubens. I got in college. I still have it. So it's very plain, anatomically structured, easy to kind of use as a reference and bounce from. But it's all in the same vein of taking a photograph of somebody who's going to play a character out, and it's my responsibility to translate what is being acted out and then presented to me in physical form, so I can have a character drawing, something for people to enjoy. You will see I don't get too detailed. From back here it looks very detailed, but when you really kind of get up there, it's kind of just more and more specific scribbles. So I'm taking it once again back to getting into color pencils, which one of the major reasons I love color pencils is because it keeps me drawing with that translation. So with that being said, we're coming to the end of the 20 minutes. I really appreciate you hanging around and listening to me. Thursday, I will be taking this drawing to the next step, and I'll talk more about that on Thursday at 9 a.m. And then Saturday, I will be taking what I complete in the next step on Thursday to a color pencil rendering. And we'll start talking about how the translation between pencil drawing and color pencil drawing happens. And then I'm going to be editing it all together into a video that I'll end up posting on YouTube to be able to refer back to. So if anybody has any questions or comments they want to make, if you want to tap the screen and throw some hearts up for love and encouragement, I appreciate it. But once again, I really want to say thank you for joining me today. All right. So I am Kurt Bruegel. I have a passion for drawing. You've spent 20 minutes with me in my studio. You can do so every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 9 a.m. Invite your friends. Of course, always feel free to ask questions and make comments. In the profile here on Periscope is a link to my website, kurtbruegel.com. And yes, thank you. Have a good day. And more importantly, if you can grab 20 minutes of time, a piece of paper, and a pencil, feel free to express yourself with some chance and surprise in scribbling on that piece of paper for 20 minutes. So thank you, and have a wonderful day.